Hello, I'm back and I hope you got a chance to watch the introductory video as well as the explanation of our discussion. So I'm going to go over the week 1 assignment with you right now, which of course you can find under content and under week 1 audience is everything. And also you'll see that I changed this so it's clear these are your reading and learning activities. So I'm going to scroll down here to your week 1 assignment, which is a summative assessment. Okay, so it looks like this. And this is focused on writing to a specific audience. So it's a sort of real world and maybe a little bit fun or engaging way to understand how to write to a specific audience. All right. So there's a little introduction for you to read and a video to help you prepare. And then this explains how to complete this assignment. So in this assessment, you'll be making observations and inferences about a lost smartphone and use your observations to determine who owns the smartphone. That is your audience. And so then you will be drafting an audience appropriate email to the phone's owner and then reflect on the message writing process. You have to start by reviewing the interactive smartphone observation. So you have to click on that and it will look like this. And there's some information and then click start and it will bring you to the main page where you can read through this and then select one smartphone image below to investigate for this assignment. And it's really important that when you do this that you click on each of the hotspots, which are pluses on each image, to access more information from the apps. Because you'll be using these specific observations to determine who the smartphone's owner or the audience could be for your return note, the email you're going to write them. And so things to consider. These are the different phones. So again, you want to be specific and describe what you see possibly on the cover, on the screensaver. You can see the apps, and if you click on these pluses, it's going to bring you to more specific information. There's another phone. This one has several hotspots to click on. That will also give you more information to determine who your audience is. And then the third one and some hotspots. I want to point out one thing about this photo. I'm going to do that on the page in which you are going to complete this activity. So I'm going to go back to our instruction page and it says complete the audience observation worksheet below using the information from the interactive smartphone observation activity that I just showed you. So when you click on this, it's going to bring you to this, which is your audience observation worksheet and where you're going to complete the assignment on this worksheet and submit this worksheet. So please read through. Let me make this bigger for us to look at. Think about these questions and then complete the smartphone observations and inference table, which is below, in which you list 4 to 5 observations that you made about your selected smartphone. And then provide one inference for each observation that indicates what each observation about the smartphone might tell you about the smartphone's owner, your audience, in the inferences column. And it says write your inferences in complete sentences. So I just want to make sure you understand. An observation is what you can literally see. It is like a fact. So it is not what you believe that it means or what is inferred, which is here, but what you see. So for example, go to this phone, and this is the one that gets students most confused. And I say, I observe a family because I see a man and a woman and a boy. That is not an observation. That is an inference. Because I can't see a family. I can see people, and based on who those people are or what they look like to me and how they are interacting, I may infer they're a family. But I don't know this to be certain. So what you observe is a man with a younger boy on his shoulders and a female looking at them and smiling. Now, it is likely it is a family, but it could be siblings and one of their children, which means it could be his nephew or her nephew. It could be boyfriend and girlfriend and his son, or even her son. It could be friends and a boy of another friend, right? It could be a lot of possible relationships, but what you can see is a man, woman, and a boy. Or it looks like a boy, but it could be just, I don't know, a girl with short hair also. So it looks like a man and a woman and a child, and I can infer, let me go back to our sheet. So I see a man and a woman and a child, and I can infer that it is a family. But that is not a fact, all right? So then you're going to put another observation, what you see, and what that seems to infer based on that observation. And you're going to do 4 of them. And then based on what you've learned about this person whose smartphone this belongs to that you found, you are going to compose an email to them and let them know you found their email in a way that best suits your audience. And that means how you say it, your tone of voice, the language you use, if it's casual or conversational or more formal, the specific information that you give to them, all right? And then after you compose this email of 150 words minimum, you're going to come down here and you're going to reflect on the process of writing this email. But I don't mean how you inferred who the audience is. I mean how you compose the email and the choices you made in what you included in that email, the language you used, your tone of voice, your word choice, and those aspects or those elements, all right? So it says in at least 4 to 5 sentences, discuss which observations and inferences most influenced how you wrote your email. How did your knowledge of your audience affect your writing choices as an author? Take a moment to reflect on the email you wrote and the process you used to write it based on the audience and purpose, and then enter that here. And that's it. Make sure, let me go back to this instruction page, that you proofread and edit carefully, and then you submit that worksheet. And there is some more information. You can look at the rubric, which I always advise to make sure you're addressing each of those rubric criteria. And if you have any other questions about this, please reach out to me and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Have a good rest of your day, and don't forget to post your first discussion response. Bye.